Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 31st. In your first position, in your first row, we're going to look at the general energies that you'll be dealing with this week. In your second position, we're going to look at anything unexpected that will be coming in for you. In your third row, we're going to see what's coming towards you. And in your last row, we are going to take a look and see if there are any messages from your future self. I can already tell here that there's some sort of reward, or you are being rewarded for your patience or for something that you haven't given up on. So in your first row with your general energies, you have this control card and this affair card. The affair card, it's not like an affair, although you do have the devil here and you have the tower, so there could have been some sort of affair. You have this triangle card and you have the nine of swords as well showing up. So some of you could definitely be dealing with some sort of like love affair or something like that. But for the most part, it is just a good card of love entering into your life, or like a solid connection entering into your life at this time. The control card also kind of looks like the world, and you have the chariot and the tower. So it wouldn't really surprise me if some of you were making a change or if you were moving at this time. You have the chariot, the knight of cups, and the three of wands. Again, three of wands and two wands also kind of moving cards, so it wouldn't really surprise me if some of you were moving or traveling. I feel that this is a victory or a reward. Again, you have this reward card here, and the chariot is a card of willpower. So the chariot says, where there's a will, there's a way. If we just don't give up with the chariot, then we get what we want. But I also feel that there is a choice that you have at this time. Every single reading that I do for you, Aquarius, there's like some sort of choice that shows up. You can see that these sphinxes are kind of facing in opposite directions. The thing with the sphinxes is that they have their tails in their hands, and that kind of represents the fact that they have a good handle on the past of the chariot driver. So they kind of understand where he has come from, and they represent the universe, and they kind of say, like, they understand again where he has come from, where he has been, everything he's experienced. So they're not necessarily going to make him kind of repeat a lesson, if that makes sense. For some reason, that's what's popping into my head. Like, if you're worried about repeating a lesson, I feel like this is saying, no, you're not going to repeat a lesson. And what I mean by that is maybe you're trying to start like a business or some sort of achievement, because you have that control card, which again, kind of reminds me of the world card, but it's popping into my head as some sort of something that you want to achieve in your life. And this could be like a victory, a move, something in business, whatever. And I feel this is saying you're not going to repeat a mistake. So it's kind of like asking you to take control. And, I feel it's asking you to take control because the chariot is a card of hard control, which is like grabbing onto the things that you want in life. You also have the knight of cups. The knight of cups can be a knight in shining armor. And I will say that just looking at this direction here, you have the knight of cups, tower, empress to the page of cups. There definitely could be a love connection coming in for you, or a person who is attracted to you. Could be any sign, of course, although this would be like a water sign that's coming in for you at this time. And what I would say is that, it could be a surprise. Could be a Scorpio showing up for you here. Feels surprising to me. I'm not so sure why. There's more coming up here that we're going to look at in just a minute. But, it could be just starting off as communication. The thing with the three of wands is if there is love coming in for you, I kind of feel this is saying that you have to expand into the love. Those are the words that are popping into my head here, Aquarius. So, it could be one of those things where maybe you're attracting a person who you feel is, better than you or something. And again, I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying maybe that's your like gut instinct or your feeling. And I feel this is the universe encouraging you to expand into the situation, not to like shy away from it. If it's not love, there's definitely some sort of moment, let's put it that way. It could be a triggering moment, but this is not a scary thing. Even though you have the tower, intuitively, and well, number one, everyone's had the tower, again. But number two, I would say intuitively, I feel that there could be a tower moment that's more of like a triggering moment where it's like the universe is saying, can you get over yourself? Can you not let fear get in the way? And that's kind of what I'm getting here, Aquarius. With the chariot, you have the ace of pentacles, definitely success coming in for you. This is like a big opportunity, but again, you're going to have to grab onto this opportunity, whatever it is. It's kind of funny because what's popping into my head for you is that there could be like a really big opportunity, and because of past lessons, I feel like I think that's exactly the reason you're not gonna mess up this time. It's like maybe you feel like you messed up on a business or an idea like last time you did it, and I feel like this is saying no, that's exactly why you're not gonna mess up on it, because you've learned your lesson. Same thing with love. Maybe you feel like you messed up in some area of your love life. I feel like this is saying no, you're not gonna mess up again. So again, let the fears go. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Strength card. Could be a Leo coming in for some of you as well. But I feel that you have put in the work, is what this is saying, to get what you want. And with the Three of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, I feel, again, is too much hesitation. So there is a little bit of a need to kind of take a leap of faith here, I feel, Aquarius. I kind of feel like this is saying face some fears and, don't let fear get the best of you. Take a leap of faith towards the things that you want, and you will be very successful. So that's what I would do here. Next, we are going to look at the area of the unexpected. You have the Sun card. It says, your perseverance is rewarded. Literally what I just said. And you also have the Serpent card. It says, a sly, subtle approach is needed. So, Mars retrograde, right? I would be careful of who you tell what to with these two cards. If you're kind of working on a goal, wish, or dream, or even if you're interested in a person. With the Devil card here, I would keep that to myself. Mars retrograde is kind of notorious for, gossip, people getting in your business, all that other stuff. So, whatever you're working towards, it just seems like a good time to keep it to yourself. I also don't really feel there's anything unexpected coming in unless it's love. So if you don't want love, I don't think there's anything unexpected other than, again, there could be also a global tower moment. Every single person has had the tower again this week. So, and that's just going to keep happening. So is there really a need for me to mention it? Probably not, but I'm going to because it shows up. But other than that, if it's love, I feel it could be kind of surprising. You have the High Priestess, the Tower, and the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands, both of these cards kind of represent things being the same for too long. The Tower, the people inside the Tower have built the tower up around them too much, and it kind of represents needing to be grounded in reality. The story of the Two of Wands is that he has rushed to a finish line. He has maybe accomplished his goals too quickly, and he didn't enjoy the journey. So he's kind of standing up there, and he's like, there's nothing more for me to do. There's nothing more for me to accomplish. What do I do? Even though he has a whole world in his hands. So he just needs to realize that he has control. You have the world on that control card. So I feel like you need to realize that you control your destiny, and you control what you experience. And you're going to have to leave a comfort zone. Clearly, Three of Wands, Two of Wands. Both cards, to me, represent needing to leave a comfort zone to experience something new. I do feel like you could be a little bit withdrawn at this time, Aquarius. I kind of feel this is your energy, actually. I know that you are not the High Priestess, but intuitively, I feel that you might kind of have your back to the world. You could interpret her as having her back to the world. There are some interpretations of the High Priestess where it says that she's blocking everything out so that she can focus on her intuition. So, is it really a bad thing for you to be focusing on your intuition at this time? Probably not. Probably a good thing, honestly. So take time to focus on your intuition. But also, I do feel that you're kind of getting to this point, and we're going to clarify right now and see. But I feel like you're getting to a point where it would probably be a good idea to start opening up to the real world, to start seeing what is out there, what opportunities exist. I'm not really getting much from this row other than I'm very focused on that Two of Wands. And again, you have the Tower, but again, that could just be, everybody's had it. Could be a global tower moment. But let's see here. There's some sort of risk that you want to take. That was 1,000 cards that just jumped out, by the way. So not a pop out. With the High Priestess, you have the Two of Pentacles. You have a choice to make. Curveball. Every single Aquarius reading I do, there's some sort of choice or decision to make. You have the Chariot. Both Sphinxes are facing opposite directions. I mean, would it help you to know that you can't make a wrong decision in life? It's we really can't make a wrong decision. I think that the wrongest, if that is a word, decision we can make is no decision at all. So you could be stuck between two things here. With the Tower, I would move towards the newer thing. I feel like I said this to you in your last reading. You have the Ace of Wands here. There's literally a castle that is crumbling in the back here, and it kind of represents out with the old, in with the new. And you have the Tower. Tower's crumbling. So wouldn't surprise me if there was some sort of establishment that is leaving your life. This could be a divorce, a separation. You could be moving, traveling. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. I don't think it is a bad thing anyway. But I feel like you're kind of moving towards something new. With the Two of Wands, you have the King of Swords. You see things clearly now. some of you, this could be a divorce. Again, 2 wands, King of Swords, Queen of Swords, and again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. To me, these two are like the worst divine counterparts in the tarot, the King and Queen of Swords, because they're not facing each other. He's facing forward, she's facing towards the devil. So if you're dealing with love, it's like clearly a person in a love situation either sees you or you see them, take it how it resonates, as the devil, as something toxic. So for a lot of you, I do feel if you're dealing with a relationship situation, this is encouraging you to move towards a new relationship, clearly, because there's probably something much better coming in for you. For others, I do feel like you could just be escaping any toxic situation at all. Could be a work situation or otherwise. It's like you finally see things clearly with that Queen of Swords, and I do feel it's setting you free. Next, what are we doing? Oh, yeah, this is going to be what's coming towards you. You have the ship card. It says distance, journey, definitely could be travel. You also have this triangle. It says choices and indecision on it. Every single reading I do for you, so there's clearly some sort of choice. It's like a negative hamster wheel needs to come to an end. In your, every single reading I do for you has something to do with a choice, and this has been going on for months now, Aquarius. So I feel for a lot of you, with this 9 of Swords right here, it's kind of like saying that a decision needs to be made. And I'm not really picking up on one area of your life. I feel this could be multiple decisions that need to be made. You have these 7 of Wands, and maybe what you're here to learn is 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands, a card of conviction. It says when you know that something is for you, then it's for you. I always say it's like a card of believing something deep down inside, inside your bones, right? So deeply that something is for you, that it happens, whatever it is. Maybe you want to start a business. If you can believe it all the way deep down into your bones, into your soul, and even deeper than that, then you're going to be successful. And people always say to me, well, how do I do that? I'm like, well, number one, you have to brainwash yourself, literally, and convince yourself that you believe it, and which takes time. It's not going to happen overnight, right? But the other thing is like whenever you have those negative thoughts about something like, oh, I want this relationship, I want this business, but will they leave me? Will this business leave me? Will I not get paid? It's like you need to take those beliefs and immediately change it to something else. And again, I can't, I can't prove it to you, right? Other than, I don't know, I think my channel proves it. It's like, I used to believe like this, like super negatively and all this other stuff, but I started catching myself on the negative beliefs and it completely changed my life. And again, people always say, it's like, well, how can you prove it? And all this other stuff. I'm like, well, it's free. So why not just try it? It doesn't cost you anything for 30 days to just like catch that belief, stop the momentum, as Esther Hicks says, and change it to something else. So, that's what I feel like you need to do here. You have the 9 of Swords, the Empress, and the Queen of Swords. Again, you see something is not right for you very quickly here. This could be a person, but doesn't have to be. It could be anything in your life. And I do feel you're setting yourself free from a challenging situation. Let's put it that way. The 9 of Swords is kind of like having a nightmare, waking up and being stuck in a nightmare. But he has this right here is a safety blanket. And it kind of represents the fact that even in the darkest moments, we are protected. So I feel like you are protected at this time, I feel. And I also kind of feel with the Empress that there's some sort of like shining light that's coming in for you. It's kind of interesting how I'm seeing the Empress, because it's almost like I'm seeing it as, again, a shining light, something that kind of gives you hope. And that's not necessarily what the Empress represents, but intuitively, I kind of feel something could be entering into your life that motivates you to action. Again, she is the mother in the tarot. So for some of you, it could be a baby. And again, if you're pregnant or if you're having a child, then children can definitely be extremely motivating, right? It's like you have a new human to take care of. So wouldn't really surprise me. It's like there are many stories of very successful people where it's like, their wife had a child or they had a child and they became very, very successful because suddenly they had a reason to become successful, right? And even if you're not having children, I feel that for whatever reason, I feel like there's a very abundant situation that's entering into your life, whatever it is, but it's almost as if it's a baby. And again, even if it's not a baby, I know that sounds confusing, but it could just be your reason why you have to do something, and it really stands out to you. It's very interesting. It's like sometimes I think it could even be a material item as well. It's like maybe you see like a new car that you want on TV and you're like, I need to have that. I kind of get like one of those moments popping into my head. And I think it's kind of like the catalyst that kind of breaks you out of this situation. You have the Queen of Swords as well. Again, I feel you see something isn't right for you very clearly. This could be causing a tower moment in your life, but again, you have the Ace of Wands right away. I love that. Ace of Wands is just that spark of hope. It's that kind of moment of inspiration that motivates us to action, and that's what seems to be coming in for you here. With the 9 of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Definitely a positive change in your fortunes. Things are turning around for you. It's like 9 of Swords is like a negative hamster wheel. This could be a positive hamster wheel or like a positive cycle that you're getting onto. And it looks like there's a turnaround here. With the Empress, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is conflict and competition. I feel like you need to get away from conflict, but not, this is like mental conflict. I feel that the universe is trying to get you to make decisions here, Aquarius. I feel like it's trying to get you to realize that if you want something, you can have it, but you just need to decide to have it and don't allow those negative thoughts to kind of creep in, right? With the Queen of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords. Again, definitely get out of your head. It is interesting that you see things clearly. Sometimes I think, it's like maybe you see that you're in a negative situation, a negative relationship situation. So it's like that the relationship itself is the nightmare, but also leaving the relationship itself could be a nightmare. And I'm not going to sugarcoat what I see here. There's definitely some of you in love, if you're having that realization, it could be one of those things where you're realizing like, I have no choice. I have to leave this situation, even though it's going to be a nightmare. But at the same time, I feel like you're doing it for, your highest good, if that makes sense. So that's only going to be for some of you, but I feel like you finally see the truth at the very least. At the end here, for messages for your from your higher self, I almost just said your fire self, which is great. You have this yoke card. It says feeling tied down or frustrated. And you also have this bird perch. It says waiting for news, package, or letter. I definitely see communication coming in for you in this reading because I feel like someone wants to communicate with you, plain and simple. I feel that there could be, there's clearly, like I said, a person who wants to communicate. Could be the Page of Cups. Could be new love. It doesn't even have to be love for some of you. It could be, again, this Empress type energy, which could be any person in your life. Like I said, I would just be, if you have one of those moments where all of a sudden, again, you feel, I can't describe the feeling other than I want it. And I kind of feel you're having a, I want that kind of moment where maybe you see someone who lives life a certain way. You're like, oh my God, I want to live my life like that. And I'm not saying you're comparing yourself or, copying them or anything like that, but I feel you kind of have a moment of inspiration here, which the Ace of Wands is a card of inspiration. In this row, you have the Seven of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Devil. So I feel we talked about this enough. The Seven of Wands, you have to believe something on a very deep level. I do feel you should protect yourself from any challenging energies at this time. Remember what we talked about with the Serpent card. I feel you should keep your ideas to yourself. I feel if you have any plans to even, kind of leave a person or do whatever you're doing, I would kind of try to keep those ideas to yourself so that they, don't get out, basically. You have the Page of Cups. So I feel this is something new. Like I said, something that kind of pulls you out of the darkness of the Nine of Swords. Could be a person. Could also just be something inspirational that is entering into your life. I also feel that, I do feel there is love here, but are you ready is the question I'm getting. So I don't know. I don't know if you're ready for love. Maybe you're just looking at it. Maybe you're just thinking about it. And that could definitely be a possibility. We're going to look at that in a minute. And you have the Devil. I feel like this is what you're escaping right here. The thing about the Devil is that those chains that are around their necks are meant to look very loose. They could easily lift those chains off of their necks and they could set themselves free with the Devil. So I do feel that some of you, this is encouraging you to set yourself free. I feel like it's encouraging you to kind of remove any negative situations from your life. Let's see where this is going. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles. It's like, Four of Pentacles is holding on too tightly to something. I feel like you're afraid to give up some sort of security, and I would just say, as I always say, we could get hit by a bus tomorrow. When I was younger, I saw a person get hit by a car, they died, and it was like the car was not even going very quickly at all. That's the craziest part about it. And I don't know, one of those moments in my life where I was like, wow, okay, like, life can be taken away from you just like that. So I pretty much don't hold on to anything in my life because we never truly have anything. And it's like, this isn't a nihilistic way of looking at things. It's just like, hey, I'm going to do as much as I can right now because you never know. Life could get taken away from you just like that. So, I kind of feel some of you, not all of you, are kind of holding on to something that needs to be let go of, whatever it is. And maybe if you're thinking, maybe you already know what it is. I think maybe you do. And by saying maybe, I mean you do. With the Page of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you have everything you need to make your dream a reality. Page of Cups, that fish might be his dream. It might be something that he's imagining. It could also be love as well. And so if you're doubting love, I feel this is saying you have the resources to make this a success, but you actually have to do it. You have to put the work in. And again, funny enough, you have this rabbit right here above my finger. And the rabbit on the Queen of Pentacles represents fears, illusions, fantasies, not being sure what to do. kind of all that. But she's focusing on the Pentacles. She's focusing on what she does have. That's the trick. We already talked about this. That's the trick of your reading. With the Devil, you have the Temperance card. I'm wondering if you tried to, fix a situation here with the Temperance card. And that's fine, right? Especially nowadays with the dating world as it is, It's like if you're in a situation, I think you're much better fixing it than being out here on these streets, as I love saying, right? Because it's a disaster out here. So I feel like it is a good idea to try to fix something that's relatively positive, right? But maybe you just couldn't fix a situation. For others, I feel this is saying that you need to, again, sometimes I feel the Devil represents our root chakra energy. It kind of represents creation, right? It represents kind of our baser instincts. And I feel you need to take your energy, bring it up to your head so that you can put something out into the world. And I would say this is whatever you are creating at this time with the Empress energy. Again, something is clearly being born into your life. So that's that, Aquarius. That looks pretty good. I like where this is going. I definitely feel there's a lot of success, major changes going on here as well. But I would follow your inspirations and control your thoughts, right? Brainwash yourself. But we're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards now. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. If you don't have 3 questions, that's fine as well. I'm just going to put them all together at the end as kind of like a just wrap up to the reading. But again, 1, 2, 3, feel free to pause the reading. For question number 1, I would say yes, 8 of Wands, quick communication, quick success coming in for you. There is going to be quick success coming in for you, I'm getting intuitively as well, if you kind of leave the comfort zone. 2 of Wands, if you do something that you kind of want deep down inside. It's kind of interesting with that 7 of Wands, and I feel like it's like you want something so badly, whatever it is. The best way I can say it's like, it's almost as if I'm seeing like a car in my head. And again, it's going to be different for all of you, right? But it's like I'm seeing something that I really, really want. Like, I really want that. Could be an experience, could be a relationship, could just be your life in general. But it's like, I feel like it's there energetically, but it's just not in your bones yet. Maybe it just hasn't been kind of soaked in. And I feel like you need, doing some visualization and things like that will kind of get something into your life much faster. For question number 2, damn. 10 of Pentacles, hell yes. For question number 3, 6 of Pentacles, I would say you need to make a decision. This is a maybe for me. I feel like this is saying whatever you put your energy into is what you're going to get. Putting it all together, definitely time to start planting seeds towards your 10 of Pentacles. That's basically what this reading is saying, even though the 10 of Pentacles doesn't show up here. Close enough. You have the Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, and the Empress. These are abundant things that you desire to have in your life. I feel like you need to get to work because you're going to be successful. Funny enough, that 8 of Wands traditionally was the rockets or your arrows of love. Esther Hicks calls them your rockets of desire, where you're telling the universe what you want. The universe is responding, but it's like, do we listen to the Ace of Wands, which is our inspirations? Most people don't. So follow your inspiration. This is one hell of a reading. I love it. So thank you for being here, Aquarius. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.